Hello, my friends of Divine TV channel. Welcome to our program. Today we are visiting this beautiful city of Port Moody because we wanted to find new ways to keep us healthy and strong. So Gravity Laboratory is a really good place, an option for us to find new secrets, and together we can find new ways how we can keep ourselves and our family, and especially our mind and body, really healthy. So come with us and let's have fun together. Come on. Darren, this is a really great project, and Gravity Laboratory is really special. So tell us how the program works.
Well, to me, it's a passion project. So I'm ordinarily a management consultant working in a business space, but I have equally been an athlete. And then I was injured a few years ago, and just got me interested in learning about how to move better and avoid injury in the future, because I'm not getting any younger. I had to have surgery, rehab. It was quite a traumatic experience. So I had the idea of opening a health and wellness and training facility so it would teach people how to move a lot better and avoid injury.
It's so important to keep your mental health and your body fitness strong. So tell us how your program works and what makes different Gravity Laboratory from other places in our community.
Couple of things. So it was a game changer being injured, because I've never really been injured. So yes, I've been an athlete and I've performed at good levels in a number of things, but I never had an injury to deal with. But when I did get injured and had to deal with it, I realized and I understood how I got injured. It's because I wasn't moving correctly and things like that. So of course I like to read, I've studied quite a lot. So I read everything there is to read on how the body works, and I was generated an interest in it, hence why I wanted to share some of that. And then the second thing, we've got 4 kids, and they all do sports, they're all athletic. But when I understood a bit more about how to move properly and how to train properly, movement mechanics, biomechanics, energy systems, things like that, I look at the kids, what they're doing in their sports, with the coaches who respectfully are typically volunteer dads. They've not been trained in this stuff. And they're teaching our kids to move in bad ways. So I'm looking at it and thinking, oh my God, that's horrific. These guys are going to get injured by the time they're 12. And I do not want those guys to go through what I went through. So I thought, enough, let's just open a place that'll teach people how to do this properly so that we don't have our kids in injury. Because I got to tell you, when I was doing the rehab at Fortius, which is a great place, every week I was in there, people next to me were 15-year-old kids who had meniscus tears from soccer because they weren't moving and shifting properly.
We know that high-performance athletes and Olympic athletes are visiting Gravity Laboratory. Why they are choosing this place?
Not a typical gym. So North America has an interesting concept of a gym that I would suggest to you is quite flawed. So a gym in North America is a row of treadmills and a row of ellipticals and weights, and people just go in and sweat and move. Not a good idea, right? Horrific. If you want to go run outside. You're in British Columbia, you've got lakes, you've got mountains. Why the hell are you going on a treadmill, right? So we're a functional fitness facility. We don't have those machines in here. This is a bodyweight training facility. We do gymnastic type movement. Every piece of equipment we do have is tried and tested. Kettlebells, 300-year-old tested modality. Calisthenics, 2,500 years old. Spartan soldiers used to train that way. Stood the test of time. Still train with calisthenics in military today because they don't have gyms in the middle of a desert, right? They have to train this way. So this is how you should train, but you've got to put some effort in. Second thing, coaching staff. So our coaching staff have a kinesiology background. So they've been to university for 4 years understanding biomechanics, anatomy, muscular systems, energy systems, how the brain tells the body to move. That's what they do. That's what kinesiology is. So all our coaches have a kinesiology degree and an exercise science degree. And one of our coaches is even a physiotherapist. So we have that health background as well as the strength and movement competency. So we merge the two. It's health and wellness fixed into a training modality that's all inclusive. So part of the title, the laboratory piece, is a nod to men in white coats, scientists, right? So it's a nod to the sports science. So we look at exercise science and we apply it here. So if it's not accepted by scientific principles, we don't do it. Clinics and workshops, example, lower back pain clinic. So more than 50% of Canadians have lower back pain. So we run a clinic, it's usually about an hour. We spend no more than 5 minutes on lecture, and we usually do 4 visuals. So we'll show you the 4 areas of the core and why you experience low back pain. And then we will explain the principles as to how to take that pain away, and then we'll run a little session, maybe 35, 40 minutes. We'll go through 8 exercises, you'll do them, and your back will feel stunning. It'll take that pain away. So think about prehabilitation rather than rehabilitation, right? If you move well in the first place, you won't have issues and pains and symptoms to deal with down the line where you need to go and see a health practitioner, right? So if we teach you how to move well, in theory, it should be good, right? Shouldn't have an issue. If you're not moving well, it's when you create problems. There's a trifecta of things, right? So people think, well, I go to a gym, so therefore I must be fit. That is not even 1/3 of the equation. So you've got to train. I suggest train, not exercise. So training is structured and organized, and it's progressive. Exercise is just moving and sweating. Some value, better to train. Rest, recovery, rehab, sleep, all that stuff's important. And then you do have the nutritional side. You know, people seem to avoid this one. You can train as hard as you want. You're not going to achieve what you want to achieve or what you want to look like if you don't have a reasonable nutrition plan. Right? You can't possibly do it. If you want the 6-pack, that's all nutrition. That's not training, that's nutrition right there. Yeah. So you've got to get the rest, you've got to get the recovery, you've got to watch what you eat within moderation. We're not saying you go crazy. You can have treats and all that, it's all good. But yeah, you've got to train smart. And you've got to mix it in with those other elements.
You're helping non-profit organizations in our community, children and clubs. Please tell us more about.
So a lot of the sporting associations here are non-profit. So Rowing BC is non-profit. Coquitlam Metro Force Soccer, non-profit. We've helped Moody Coquitlam Ringette team, one of their more high-performing teams. So we've put on clinics, workshops and training programs for all of those groups. Typically they're free, just to give them an insight into how to move better and just to how to augment the sport-specific training that they do. Our affiliation with Rowing Canada is a good example. So with Canada's first indoor rowing studio, rowers don't row on water during winter. They'll do dry land training and they'll ideally want to get strength training. So we're integrated in the community in BC. There's 52 water-based rowing clubs. We can enable those rowers from November through March when they can't row to keep rowing technique using our machines, our rowers, but also build strength and the core capability and keep the conditioning up so that when they get on water, they're ready to go on day 1. We've had an 8-time gold medalist rowing champion come here. In fact, we've had a couple of elite rowers come in. One of the coaches for Rowing Canada who trains Olympians lives around the corner, and she's supported some clinics and some workshops. So yeah, we've had some interesting people. We've had a national level wrestler come in, and we've had one of our members is a jiu-jitsu performer who went to Worlds last year and got into the top 4.
Darren, positive thinking helps us a lot. So what will be your message for the people that is listening and be with us today? What will be that positive message that you had for them?
For me, it's just about redefining your possible. So people don't know what's possible. When they come here and we work with them to show them the art of the possible, it opens up a whole new world for them. So move well, train smart, a lot of good things come from that. But open your mind to something new, and then you might have a good experience.
My friends, if you wanted to build your strength and your fitness, please visit Gravity Laboratory. Refine your possibilities here with Darren and the team.